Alright, in this video, I go through cleaning the carburetor and stuff, and I cannot believe what I found was wrong with the carburetor. But I go through, I take it apart, and you'll see here. I'm just going to press it a bunch of times and see if anything breaks loose, if something's stuck in there, or if the fuel did kind of dry up in there. Maybe I can free it up. Because I can hear it doing something in there. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Alright, so now I'm just taking off this cover, which I'm assuming is the air filter cover. And we'll see what's going on in here. That's just the entire carburetor. Here's your filter. That was just set in like that. The entire carburetor. This is the choke lever. I'm gonna pull this fuel line off. Got it. So I'm gonna reattach it, and we can fuel everywhere now. It's just not priming still. I'm gonna try and get it to run on carb cleaner. Once it that's assuming that it runs too. So it will run. It's just a matter of getting the prime bulb to work. Well, it does run. It's still not priming. Now that that's all off, I think this will just come on out. Yeah, that's hooked up to the throttle cable. Alright, so now I'm just gonna remove this. So I'm gonna take the fuel lines off. Yeah, except that one, because that one's just leaking everywhere. The throttle cable, so when you pull the trigger, that activates that. It's the throttle. And it's loose. Should come on off. Now this is the carburetor. I'm just gonna go through and try and clean all of this. See if there's something in there that should be, or something that might be clogged. Alright, so I just tilted the weed whacker sideways so fuel doesn't come leaking out of this. So I can take this off. And then I'm just gonna undo this bottom plate or top plate. And I'm gonna look inside of this to see if there's anything clogged up in this. Oh, there goes the entire thing. I'm gonna let go of that now. No, it looks pretty clean. This has the gasket on it. Oh, look in there. There's some dirt in there. That bottom hole on the right. Yeah, there's something in there. So I'm gonna try and clean that out. The carburetor cleaner. So this is the hole that had dirt in it. That one. And if I spray through this one, sprays out that bottom one. So I think it's all clean. Alright, I think I found the culprit. If you look at that, it's all green. I don't think fuel can actually get through that. So I need to clean that. Is that spraying out the bottom somewhere? I can actually stick a wire in there and clean that out. Now we gonna get fuel through here? No. Gotta clean it out better. Where'd my straw go? I'm always losing these things. It looks like it's spraying fuel out the bottom when I do that. If I spray it in the top, maybe it's just, you know, it's spraying out of a hole right here. Out of that little hole. Where'd my straw go? I keep losing my straw. So if I spray carb cleaner into here, it should spray out. Yeah. I would say that sprays out. So I wonder if there's something under this that's blocked up. Just unscrew these 4 screws. Ruin this. Ooh. Okay. Well, there's some green right there. You can see the green in there. That's probably not supposed to be there. I'm not too sure what any of the other stuff in there is, but I'm gonna start using my carb cleaner to blow out that green stuff and any of those other holes. I'm not seeing anything else in there. This kind of looks like a jet, or if there's like a float. So that's all cleaned out. Alright, so the weed whacker still doesn't prime after I've cleaned the carburetor. So I'm going to try starting it with carb fluid and let it run and see if it'll burn the whatever's clogged in there out. And then maybe it will flush whatever's blocking anything out in there. And maybe it'll work. How do I get it in my eyes every time? take the carburetor back off. It's getting fuel now. It just won't go all the way through the carburetor, right? Because it's not getting into the purge bulb. Because it has to go through the carburetor, then back out this tube in order to get to the purge bulb. It just, the fuel goes into, what if I do this? Yeah. Like fuel should shoot out of that from the pressure. Well, my phone decided to stop recording, telling me I don't have any space on my phone. And I've taken both sides of the carburetor apart. I've loosened up this screw to clean out underneath both of these things. I've sprayed through all the holes. I'm not sure where this hole goes. This might be the clogged hole. This side in here, there was a bunch of dirt. I cleaned all that out. So my next thing to do is try and make sure this is all cleaned out. Because if I spray it in here, it doesn't go anywhere. So I think this might be the clogged. But I don't know where it goes. So. And this shoots out there. So everything seems to be clean other than maybe wherever this goes. But all I can really do is put it back together and see if it works. But before I do that, I'm going to take the air compressor and blow that out. Now, just because I'm going to try and spray fuel out the bottom and see if it'll come out somewhere else. Nope. Or maybe if I spray fuel. Well, maybe not. Let's try pressurized fuel. I guess that is kind of pressurized. It's in a can, but the only thing I really haven't tried is pulling out this screw on the bottom. It's because it's kind of in there. but I guess this might be like the jet. Maybe this is just clogged. The fuel's still not going through though. And it looks clean. Good. Hopefully it doesn't leak from there. But it's still not priming. Fuel's definitely not getting into this. If I loosen this, nothing. I don't want to lose the spring. I don't even know how this works in here. I'm just going to tighten this back down so I don't forget. And so it doesn't just start falling apart on me. Alright, I guess my next thing is going to be fuel getting to the jet screw. Because I don't actually know where the fuel goes from in the fuel's not getting to where the jet screw is. There's a bunch of gasket all over this now. So fuel is getting through that. So I'm going to put that back in, because that means that's all clear. I guess my only thing I haven't fully pulled out yet was this, so I'm just going to fully pull this out. I'm just going to do it. Oh, now fuel's getting in there. Uh-oh. So fuel is getting to there. It's like fuel would get to this, but then it stopped. So I wonder if there's something wrong with this. This spring, it's going to be very difficult to get back in there. So I wonder if that just needs cleaned out. So if I spray fuel through here. Yeah, so that's clean all the way through there. Oh my gosh. I just pulled this apart. I just pulled the whole thing off. It looks like someone tried to use like gasket sealer to seal it back on. I think that's what that orange stuff is. I don't even... So that's probably what it was, is that there's probably a bunch of gasket sealers stuck in there. But now I don't have a needle. I'm gonna put that back in there. Now that it's not in there correct. But I'm gonna see if it will pump fuel all the way through the carburetor now, basically. Should start with this going on here. I just dropped a piece. Okay. I'm gonna start out laying out the spring. In this hole. Standing up. Now I got this. I'm going to stick this on this. Stick this back through this. Just like that. Without dropping it. Now, slowly put this on top of the spring because I need to crush the spring. Now I gotta grab this screw, put it on top of there, get my screwdriver, screw this in before anything pops up. Boom. Can't even tell. Fits in right. Alright. Now I gotta put it all back together again. I was about to put this on, but I need this plate first. That goes to the bottom. Oh, dropped that screw. Just do them one at a time. Actually, I might have this other part on another weed whacker that I have. Because I've messed with a weed whacker before, but I have not yet to get one working. So maybe, I'm assuming this weed whacker is not going to run right with that end broke off of the needle in there. So I would need a new one of those anyways for it to run. So now I'm going to put the fuel lines back on though, because if I can at least pressurize it and get fuel through it, should kind of work. Because if that gasket that was on the end of that was just plugging it up, all right, I'm gonna do that. Get fuel through there quicker. It's getting fuel all the way through to this. It's leaking. Yeah. So it's constantly getting fuel now because that needle is incorrect. All right, I'm gonna go grab that other weed whacker and see if I can hope it's the same part. All right, well, this is the other weed eater. I'm assuming the carburetor is similar. I mean, they're already hooked up different, but that's not gonna stop me. Star bits. I need star bits to get this. Got me some star bits. Should be under here, what I'm looking for, I guess. I'm gonna set those over there. Pull this off. Ooh, it's looking the same. This one looking the same. Let's pull this off and hope it's the same. For the moment of truth. Wow. It's way smaller. It's not the same. That's what it's supposed to look like. What'd I do? Oh, I put it back in the other one. That's right. Yeah, so this pointy tip fell off of the other one. Probably get parts for that, just to see if I can get it running. But now I need a purge pump and the needle. That still has a chance. So I'm gonna make that the end of this video. Like, comment, and subscribe.